Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of It's Brittany Bell Podcast, a show where you and I go on a journey and break down subjects that most of us want to talk about, listen to, or even want to be a part of. I am your fun, pretty loving host, Brittany, and today we are having part 2 of our interview with World Pennywell. So if you guys want, sit back, relax, and let's chat. Okay. So we went through pretty much the biography, the history of World Pennywell. Now, let's talk about your music journey. So you've been working with music for a minute now. I'm assuming since you were young. Would you say that music was like a good, solid source of like comfort for you, especially with like the lifestyle you were living?
I would say more so listening to music was more comforting for me than anything, because music really talks to you. It's really, it can really trigger your emotions and stuff like that when you really got a good artist or whatnot. So I would say I always loved music. Like I watched the biographies of all the artists, Celine Dion, Richie Valentine's, Five Heartbeats, Temptations. I can go all day with those. But I really love music. Like I always could hear music in my in my head and stuff like that, like little beats and stuff. And that's one of the reasons I would freestyle. But like I said, I never thought it was like a career path. It wasn't until the pandemic happened and we were stuck in the house. This is when I decided like I'm gonna pursue music. So I never recorded. I never did anything but wrote raps, wrote poems in my book while I was in my cell, and freestyle. So I never like really pursued music. I never went to a real studio. I never like recorded anything.
Oh, wow.
So during the pandemic, about 3.5 years ago, I decided to go to Guitar City and just buy everything, because now I have a little bit of change. I can afford to get my own equipment. So I'm like, I'm just gonna build a room in my house and make it into a studio. So that's what I did. So then that's when I started writing music and actually pursuing it as a career, and it was more so for my entertainment company, Paper in My Pocket Entertainment, which, has movies, podcasts, and music all tied into one thing. So the big thing being the movies, but the music was like the jump start because I was stuck in the house. So it was like for a whole year, I would just every day go in the studio and just make music. And then when they opened us up, I started going and finding producers and auto engineers to come through and fix it up and everything and make it sound good.
Nice.
Yeah.
So music was pretty much the catalyst of opening Paper in My Pocket Entertainment, which is Pimp ENT. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
Pimp ENT.
Well, I guess we already figured out how you brought it to life. Well, so seems like you definitely accumulated a lot of knowledge, through the streets and through school and through music. When did you start getting into acting?
So when I first came home from prison, because I had my little muscles and stuff, I was in best shape, because didn't do nothing but work out all day. So when I came home, I started doing personal training. A lot of people kept saying, like, hey, you look like a model. Like, you should model. You should, take some pictures. You should do that. So, at first, I was just like, man, that's, some pretty boy stuff. I ain't really trying to do no model, so I ain't really, like, wasn't really interested in it. But I kept hearing it enough. So I was just like, let me go, see something. So right directly across the street. So, like, when I first got out of prison, I was staying in a trailer in Port Huron. And right directly across the street was Ghani Vision Production. So at this time, I didn't know who Ghani was. So I just seen Ghani Vision Production. I seen the little camera, and I'm like, oh, let me go, knock on the door and see what's up. So I went over there and knocked on his door, and, we basically, became cool, over time, we just. So he started taking modeling pictures, doing modeling cards, and I started going on casting calls and stuff. I was doing that during college because all my electives in college was all acting. improv 101, improv 102, acting 1, acting 2, theater history, creative writing. So I was always interested in being an actor. Like I used to mimic everything I watched, karate movies, chop my sisters down and everything. You know what I'm saying? Right. Whoever came through the door, the chop. It just became the movie I watched. It came to life through me. So yeah.
Shout out to Ghani Vision though. Shout out to him. Sorry, keep going.
Mm-hmm. So that's how it, that's how the acting and modeling stuff started. It just started through like me just basically going to the paper and like, oh, this audition, or looking online. So I got hooked up with a few talent companies, and then they would call me from time to time for audition, but I ain't never get nothing. I guess I didn't understand acting. You know what I mean? Acting is more like embodying an emotion or feeling or that person. Like you become that person. You have to understand that person's feelings, their moods, and like what that character is going through and what that character is feeling and what you want to display to your audience. So it's like I just was reading lines like, oh, I can remember this stuff so quick because I'm smart, so I could just remember the lines. So I just go in there, blah, 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 say my lines real quick, and I thought that would impress them because I didn't need no paper and I wasn't reading from no script. So I never had no formal coaching. So I went to Gordon Michael's coaching academy. I want to say it was in like Novi or Brownstown. It was somewhere like in the Plymouth, Novi area. But Gordon Michaels is who actually started teaching me acting skills, private lessons, 101. I did that for like 2.5 years. So after that, like I said, I continued working and hustling and doing what I was doing and going to school. So music kind of got away from me, acting kind of got away from me until the pandemic came.
Mm-hmm. I get what you mean when you say the comprehension in that sense. Sometimes it gets scary trying to go into being that character too, depending on what you're playing and whatnot.
Right.
So you've done pretty much everything. You've done mastering your acting. Now
you don't master acting. Now you know that, acting is one of those things like being a doctor. You got to constantly go to school because it's always a new disease and a new medicine that you got to learn about. So acting's the same way because like I don't think no person holds all the emotions inside of them, like every different one, anger, sad, mad, at all times. So it's like some people actually have to go outside of their body, and it's a learning process. So being around people like, you as a character, when I was around you and the other characters from the port when we were shooting the movie, like me seeing them bring their character live, taught me more stuff too, because I'm getting game from everywhere I go. If I'm in here, I'm watching him mess with the board. If I'm with you, I'm watching you, how you doing your hosting. I'm calculating all this information and seeing if I can apply it to anything in my life.
Always learning.
Yeah.
Yes. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. So you are also, let's add this to the list, ladies and gentlemen, executive producer of the movie The Port. So yes. Now you're applying your acting to now a movie that's with Ghani Vision. Tell us about that.
It was a real blessing, to be honest. Me and Ghani, he does all my media, all my photography, all my background. Anything you see on any of my social media sites come from Ghani. Like that's my man. He gonna be with me to the end when it comes to this type of entertainment. So he is the writer and the director of the movie The Port. So because we're doing music videos and I was around a lot, he expressed that to me about it. I'm like, man, I want to be a part of that too. And he was like, bet, I'll write you a character in. So we started like 2 years ago with the production of the movie The Port, and we just now are starting to wrap things up and put the final touches on it. It should be coming out soon.
That'll be exciting. I can't wait to see that. Now, tell us about the role that you're playing. Can we get a little bit of like a hint, or do we have to keep it a little bit of a secret?
Well, for the most part, I probably should have asked the director what I can and cannot say to be safe. But not to give up too much and keep a little suspense so that, you know, viewers or people would actually go and watch it. I basically kind of play myself. Like, my personality and my character in it is pretty similar to real life. Not the actual person, but, you know, the personality, like, you know, the character I had to become. So it's basically a mafia family, and I'm one of the sons by the estranged woman, you know, the woman on the side. So I basically become a partner in this business, and you know how it go in these type of movies. They spin, twist, and turn and give you everything you want, from drama to murder to, you know, suspense and a little sex, little, you know, loving. Whatever you need, it's going to give you that fix. I can almost guarantee that. So y'all make sure y'all look out for that.
Sounds like it's going to be a really good movie. So, yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye out for that. Now, with everything that you've done in the amount of time you've been alive, I can't even imagine that you have like a personal life outside of what you do. But do you have a personal life outside of like everything? And if you do, what's it like?
I mean, yeah, artists and, you know, actors, they all got families. You know, we got kids, families. You know, we got normal everyday stuff just like anybody else. It's just that we have like a third and fourth gear. So it's like we don't really get content with, you know, stuff that, you know, a lot of people would, you know, just having a good job and, you know, family, got food on the table and a, you know, roof over your head and clothes on your back. A lot of people settle for that as, you know, getting by. So it's like certain people want to, you know, they feel like they have to like be up 20 hours a day to accomplish like their visions in their brain and like what they want to manifest out their life. So, and for me, I got to work extra hard because I already got them strikes on me from when I was 18. So, you know, they don't come off you. So you gotta like, I gotta do extra work, you know, to even, you know, get a shot.
And with you constantly learning, getting all the degrees and stuff, I mean, it seems like you're doing a great job. How do you balance that? Like,
I mean, it's you know, it's just one of those things where you just. So what I do is this, like every year I try to learn something new. So like this year I'm trying to learn how to, you know, make beats as far as for the music part of my business. And then like as an actor, you know, I wanted to be executive producer, you know, I wanted to be a part of it, you know, help out with it, have, you know, a small say-so in the film. So it's like everything that I'm already doing, I'm just trying to find ways to like better that or increase that or make that, you know, more prosperous.
Now, do you have any future projects coming up?
Yes, I do. I just dropped a video, A Little Understanding. It's on all social media platforms and YouTube. And I got an album called, I'm trying to remember, I had two different names for it, sorry. I think I'm going to go with Macalicious or, you know, I might go with Pimps and Dancing Hyenas. I got a few names.
Those are two good ones.
Yeah, I'm still juggling them around a little bit, but I'm hoping to drop it in the spring.
Right.
So that's a new project, and then the Port, which we working on that should be dropping very soon. I want everybody to go check that out. But if anybody want to check any of my stuff out, World Pennywell on all social media sites. It's Will Pennywell Jr. on Facebook, and worldpennywell.com, my website. Y'all can get free music, and hopefully you'll be able to find the Port on your favorite streaming site soon, you know.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. Well, World, it has been such an honor for you to be on the show. You are a very, very spectacular human being. With everything that you've gone through, it's very inspirational, and I can't wait to see how far you're going to go, and I think it's going to be very far. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, everybody. That was another episode of It's Brittany B Podcast, a show where you and I go on a journey and talk about things that, you know, most people want to talk about. And now, people coming in and talking. I'm your host, Brittany, and thank you. Have a great day.